Welcome to week 6 of Tell All Tuesday. Today's episode is called I Was Here. I was born into a family legacy that dates back to 1958. Since the passing of my great grandfather almost 2 years ago, I have reflected and wondered what my children and their children and their children's children will look up to me for. He came to this country with nothing but vision, drive, and passion to make a difference for his family. From the moment those two pairs of eyes stared into mine, I automatically felt as though I was ready for more, capable of more, and this deep, intense urge to step up. How at first I really didn't know, yet on reflection I knew that everything I previously was, I could no longer be. I didn't have the energy to be giving myself in areas that weren't moving me or our family forward, so into search mode I went. BC, before children, life was prioritized differently. It was all about the excitement of the thought of having a family and what that would bring to us as individuals. With that, of course, there was no real acknowledgement to the fact that we were still self sufficient and independent, which I loved and never thought I would ever lose. Next came my career. When you have this vision that everything would, work out the way you picture it, I always thought I would continue to devote my time to helping others within the criminal justice system. I was enthralled by the work and I loved the challenge, yet no longer had the empathy or the desire to work in such an environment. Perhaps others' judgments in this area affected my initial thoughts on this. You have to be a working mother. Are you going to be the mother that stays at home and goes out for coffee all the time? This is what my nego self biatch inner talk sounds like. I was always trying to fit in and took extreme pride in my appearances. For who or what, I will never actually really know. Then you step into motherhood, and clearly your priorities change. Or do they? I look back, not in negative retrospect, but with a positive negative outlook, because all I want to focus on now is my personal growth. This I have recently discovered after having talking to many new mama friends comes at different stages for all. Let's call it the shift. Some mums or women catch onto this priority relatively soon in their motherhood journey, and others once their children are much older and they find the time rather than make the time to prioritize their own growth. And unfortunately, there are also some that still have that unsung song within them. When I decided to take personal responsibility for my own growth, naturally my self esteem increased. For me, this all started with an act of self care, being my physical health and well being, the moment I started on my Herbalife nutrition program and journey. Seems so simple, yet why is it that some mums decide to make changes and others don't? Something I read recently stated, those who have a heart filled with courage will succeed, while those who live in fear fail. Fear gets the better of us all. It can disempower you, suppress you, and disable you from your next better version. Remember, this all started because I knew there had to be more for me, because I had more responsibility placed upon me as a mother. I'm not saying that fear does not get me at times. I now just choose to not let it rule me or stop me from creating magic for my family legacy that I want to create for all the generations to follow. Having a sense of purpose and connectedness, a deeper level of understanding of self, a sense of spirituality and faith is the exact shift I needed to grow and to ground myself in a way and put me on a path to what I feel is greatness. Knowing I am striving every day to enhance who I am, dig deeper, stretch and learn truly fulfills me in more ways than you can imagine. If you love something and your esteem increases and you're now progressing in whatever area it is that you choose, you're winning. Happiness truly comes from love of self. In my opinion, when you love yourself, you can give more generously, not only to others, but to yourself, so your choices are more in line with what you actually want. You'll no longer find yourself at catch ups over coffees with people that are no longer serving you or your purpose. There was always more out there for me. I chose to find what that more was, as that uneasy feeling of feeling lost was more uncomfortable and unsettling than the fear that briefly fogged my view. Once I intentionally decided to surrender and just move forward to where it felt right, I found my reason. I found meaning, and I now walk in purpose on purpose. I am here to add value to each and every one of you with my words and my passion for helping others. My legacy will be left for years and years to come, and my girls and their families, and so on, will look back with pride and say, "She was here." Where will you leave your footprints on the sands of time? Repeat after me, Mama. I was here.